My name is Emily Johnson. On Valentine's Day, my husband Lucas had his bodyguards throw me into the alligator pit. You fat pig. You've been lying to me all along. It was Sophia who donated her kidney to me. Since that's the case, you can feed the alligators. After they're full, we'll make Sophia a nice handbag from their skins. Lucas embraced Sophia while directing security to toss me into the murky water. The starved reptiles lunged at me immediately. My desperate thrashing only amused the spectators. Look. The pig can swim. Lucas sneered, covering Sophia's eyes. Disgusting. Let's go. Darling. They walked away without glancing back. Outmatched by the predators. My body soon became scattered chunks of flesh floating in crimson waters. Upstairs in his penthouse, Lucas swirled Merlot in his crystal glass, gazing through floor-to-ceiling windows. Has that fat cow crawled back yet? The butler bowed obsequiously. Mr. Anderson. Mrs. Johnson hasn't returned. Lucas snorted. Guess she's moved in with the reptiles permanently. How typical of her. He tossed a velvet box to the servant. Deliver this to Sophia. Make sure she opens it personally. If only he knew he'd finally gotten something right. I really was dead. My spirit drifted back to Lucas' mansion, perhaps drawn by lingering attachment. As the butler turned to leave, Lucas suddenly stopped him. Wait. I'll deliver it myself. Shall we send someone to retrieve Mrs. Johnson? The butler hesitated. It's getting dark. Lucas barked laughter. Danger? What man would be desperate enough to kidnap that bloated whale? Don't worry, she's probably stuffing her face somewhere. He strode out, stopping at a florist. 9,999 roses to Elmwood Estates. My spectral heart ached. He'd never remembered our anniversaries. Sophia's apartment welcomed him with perfumed air. She coiled around Lucas like a serpent. Missed me already? Her fingers traced his collar. I always miss you. Lucas pulled her close, fingertips brushing the scar above her hip. You sacrificed so much for me. That bitch Emily stole my place for years. She deserved worse than death. Sophia's lips found his throat. A mechanical voice interrupted. Host. Target Lucas Anderson's favorability +2. Sophia's smile froze as she mentally cursed the system. This Lucas is so hard to crack. I've spent days on him and his affection points still aren't even at 50%. I grumbled internally. And I wasted that rejuvenation pill on that idiot Emily too. If this drags on much longer, I'll get rated the lowest tier and lose all my investment. Externally, I maintained my perfect smile. Lucas gently patted my head. I always repay debts. Sophia. Emily dared to deceive me. And she'll pay the price. But your kindness won't be forgotten. My soul shuddered at the word price. I could still feel the brackish water filling my lungs. The panicked thrashing as crocodiles circled. Their laughter echoed in my ears as security poles kept pushing me back whenever I neared the pool's edge. I'd begged, screamed, clawed at the concrete until my fingers bled. The worst wasn't the first bite, maybe it was the arm? The leg? The gut-wrenching tear when jaws clamped my abdomen? The water turned crimson as predators fought over their meal. My final sight was that sickening red haze. Now Lucas ushered me into his mansion. Stay here. Sophie. That fat cow won't dare complain. I bit my lip in faux hesitation, though excitement bubbled in my chest. But this is your marital home. It doesn't feel right. Don't be silly. His arm encircled my waist. The thought of that liar living here makes me sick. When she crawls back, I'm divorcing her immediately. I gazed up adoringly. You should forgive Emily when she returns. Being too harsh might damage your reputation. And Lucas, I placed a hand on his chest. Don't marry me out of obligation. Your happiness matters most. Even if it's not with me. Lucas crushed me in an embrace. You're nothing like that schemer. She faked saving me to force marriage. But you, his voice broke. You ask for nothing. Ding. Affection points +5. I hid my smirk against his shirt. The pieces finally clicked. This system wanted me to win Lucas' love. But why get my hands dirty? Emily had already donated a kidney for him. All I did was use system magic to transfer her surgical scar to myself. In Lucas' eyes, I became his selfless savior while Emily was the lying opportunist. Classic case of stolen valor and the perfect setup. Now watch as the real player takes center stage. He must have been filled with resentment toward me and overflowing with guilt toward Sophia. Killing two birds with one stone. What brilliant tactics. Lucas. 3 years of relationship. You never loved me after all. I wasn't always overweight. To be precise, I was just swollen. After donating a kidney, my health deteriorated. Eating slightly more would cause edema, making me appear significantly heavier. When I used to ask Lucas if I looked ugly, he'd cut my face and tell me not to overthink. You became like this because of me. How could I ever dislike you? You'll always be the most beautiful in my eyes. But when Sophia appeared, he started calling me disgusting fat pig. That must have been his true feelings all along. How could I only realize this upon death? But Lucas, your clever scheme backfired. I can't return to divorce you anymore. I'm already dead. Lucas had people throw out all my belongings. That fat cow's figure can't compare to yours. Sophia. Her clothes wouldn't fit you anyway. As for jewelry and bags, I'll get you new ones, far better than hers. Sophia clung to Lucas' arm like a delicate songbird. Lucas. I'll follow your lead in everything. Sophia immediately assumed the air of a mistress. Graceful in social settings. Skilled in domestic affairs. Truly befitting someone who'd survived countless worlds as a strategist. When accompanying Lucas to galas as his companion, Sophia dazzled while negotiating with tycoons. Back at the mansion, she prepared lavish feasts rivaling professional chefs. Yet only I could hear Sophia's internal meltdown. System. Is there a glitch? Why isn't Lucas' favorability increasing? It's stuck at 48. I've wasted 3 years setting traps for Emily. With only 1 year left before the deadline. I'll barely scrape a D rank at this rate. The system soothed her, host. Perhaps you should explore Lucas' deeper needs? Sophia snapped. I've been pandering to his preferences non-stop. What more does he want? If I hadn't lost all points from my last failed mission, would I be stuck in this trash-tier dimension? Some low-level male lead isn't worth my effort. Just give me the enchantress physique. Let's wrap this up fast. The system cautioned, host. Are you certain? Your current points barely cover store purchases. Additional interest will accrue. Perhaps overconfident from past successes. Sophia didn't hesitate. Do it. Remember how this worked for the Imperial Concubine mission? If I could conquer an emperor, some third-rate CEO is child's play. That night, Sophia slipped into Lucas' bedroom with calculated seduction, smoky eyeshadow, tousled hair framing her face. But her efforts crashed spectacularly when Lucas snarled, "Get out." The system chimed in with unwelcome commentary. Affection points for target Lucas decreased by 20. Sophia clutched her hair in frustration. Why? Why isn't he reacting? Aren't all men visual creatures? What's wrong with my outfit today? There was nothing wrong with Sophia's outfit. The problem lay with Lucas himself. Lucas's own kidneys had failed. And now he only had one of my transplanted kidneys that wasn't even fully compatible. He'd been impotent for years. Sophia's flirtatious behavior directly challenged his masculinity. No wonder his affection points dropped. The system alerted Sophia again, warning, Target's affection points for Emily have increased to 60. If Target's affection for Emily reaches 100, mission will automatically fail. Consecutive failures across 2 worlds will activate penalty protocol. Sophia's face turned ashen. She finally realized how foolish she'd been. Yet I couldn't help wondering, why had Lucas's affection for me increased? Was it because I'd always shown him understanding? The Anderson family knew about their son's health condition. They'd been pressuring us to have children. Though Lucas's condition made natural conception impossible except through IVF. Many netizens speculated why the Anderson heir remained childless. To protect Lucas's dignity, I publicly claimed infertility issues to reporters. Lucas always played the perfect husband. expressing concern for my delicate health. Dark circles hung under Lucas's eyes as he descended the staircase. Where's Emily? Why hasn't she returned? Is she deliberately delaying the divorce paperwork? He demanded of the butler. Lucas, are you really that desperate to get rid of me? You make my years of devotion seem like some pathetic joke. Despite coming from the prestigious Anderson family and possessing sharp business acumen, Lucas had always been frail. My parents vehemently opposed our marriage, but I stubbornly cut ties with my family to be with him. On our wedding day, my parents secretly attended the ceremony. They died in a car accident while returning home. I told myself it was coincidence, but part of me wondered if this was my parents' final warning about this ill-fated union. Lucas had vowed, "I'll make this up to you, Emily. I'll give you all the love your parents would have." Little did I know his version of love would be lethal. The butler wiped his sweaty brow. "Mr. Anderson, should I contact the alligator farm to check on Mrs. Johnson's whereabouts?" After making a call, he returned trembling. "Sir, we can't reach the alligator farm." When Lucas arrived at the facility, he found it abandoned except for emaciated alligators circling murky ponds, an eerie scene that raised more questions than answers. Lucas shouted across the empty field. "Where is everyone? Emily, what kind of scheme are you and your cronies pulling? Get out here right now. You think disappearing will scare me? Search every building." He barked at his security team. "Interrogate anyone you find. They're probably all in on Emily's pathetic vanishing act." The bodyguards fanned out across the compound. Minutes later, one returned holding a USB drive. "Sir, the place is deserted. We found this in surveillance." Lucas sneered, tapping the device against his palm. "Leaving clues now? Is this some cheesy cat-and-mouse game? You've been watching too many soap operas." The video footage showed brutal clarity, security camera angles capturing Lucas' men repeatedly throwing a struggling woman into the alligator enclosure. The drenched figure clawed at moss-slick walls, screaming pleas swallowed by reptilian hisses. When the guards finally left, scaled shadows converged. Lucas smashed the laptop against the ground. "Who doctored this footage? First she lies about donating a kidney, no scar. No proof. Now this crocodile fantasy? Farm-raised gators don't eat people. You think faking your death will make me feel guilty? Even if you died for real, I wouldn't shed a tear. You lying." His tirade cut off as two guards whispered urgently to the butler. The older man paled. "Mr. Anderson, they found human finger bones in the pool. Clothing fragments matching Emily's?" Lucas sprinted to the water's edge. He held up the mangled digit. Laughter echoing across murky waters. "Brilliant performance. Emily, whose finger did you sacrifice this time? Not yours obviously, too stubby." He tossed the remains to waiting jaws. "Waste all the money you want on theatrics. I'm done playing your games." The Anderson family mansion buzzed with party preparations that evening. Lucas draped an arm around Sophia. "Since Emily's chosen to vanish, let's make it official. Tonight, all of D.C. will know Sophia's my woman." Finally, Mrs. Anderson cooed, squeezing Sophia's shoulders. "That Johnson girl always looked half dead. Good riddance." Her parents sneered at our Lucas' health issues. But look who's 6 feet under now. Rage burned through my ghostly form. These vipers. The Andersons reached high society through my family's fortune, the inheritance and life insurance payouts after my parents' accident. Yet they spat on their benefactors' graves. Such rosy cheeks. Mrs. Anderson pinched Sophia's face. "Healthy hips too. Not like that Baron Johnson wench, 3 years married without a single grandchild for us." Sophia's smile twitched as the matriarch continued groping her abdomen. Across the ballroom, partygoers admired the Anderson crest above the fireplace, unaware the phoenix emblem had been stolen from the Johnson family crest. Just like everything else. She even secretly complained to the system. The arrogance of the nouveau riche. They actually think Sophia, would bear their heir? How delusional. Yet Sophia couldn't help glancing at Lucas. Damn it. His favorability's still at 28. Better play along for now. Blushing demurely, she cooed. Auntie. If Lucas wants children, I'll gladly give him heirs. Mrs. Anderson immediately slid the family heirloom jade bracelet onto Sophia's wrist. The moment you deliver our grandson, I'll make Lucas marry you properly. Sophia's smile froze while Lucas shifted uncomfortably. Back at the mansion, Lucas received a call. Mr. Anderson? The IVF embryo your wife Emily reserved is ready for implantation. When would you like to schedule the procedure? You've got the wrong number. Lucas frowned. The nurse verified the details. But the registration clearly shows Emily as your spouse. This is our only viable embryo after multiple attempts. Will you proceed? Lucas' eyes lit up with vindication. For years, society had mocked his rumored infertility. This was his chance to silence every detractor. My spectral heart ached. I'd never expected the fertility treatments to succeed. Not with Lucas' medical history. This surprise I'd painstakingly planned now felt like cosmic mockery, achieving posthumously what I'd desperately wanted in life. Lucas began his frantic search, storming into my childhood home before raging at my parents' tombstone. Is this how you raised your daughter? That irresponsible bitch disappeared right when we finally have a viable embryo. He kicked the granite slab. Think you can end the Anderson bloodline? Watch me. Dragging Sophia to the clinic. Lucas barked. You're getting that embryo implanted today. Panicking, Sophia screamed at her system interface. What now? This lunatic actually expects me to risk childbirth. Should have let that crocodile starve. If Emily were alive, he'd be forcing her to gestate until she dropped dead anyway. Warning flashed across her HUD. Host's Venusian physique isn't compatible with Terran reproduction. Mortality risk exceeds 87%. True death awaits if expired during mission. Since when did baby fever override his survival instincts? Sophia wailed. He fed Emily to reptiles. I told him I'm his savior. But he treats me no better. What kind of protagonist lacks basic morality? I laughed bitterly. 3 years of devoted care hadn't stopped Lucas from tossing me to the gators. Why would this counterfeit savior fare better? Memories resurfaced of Sophia's earlier taunt. Think he loves you? Why hasn't he knocked you up then? How I'd defended him. Swallowing the truth about his infertility to protect his pride. Now death revealed life's cruelest joke, my replacement would suffer the breeding fate I'd once craved. While my parents' grave endured the kicks meant for me. Everything was set now. The child was Sophia's to carry. I wondered if she truly believed Lucas loved her in this moment. Sophia had no choice but to comply. According to her agreement with the system, she now owed mountains of credits. The system wouldn't advance her any more store items. Winning over Lucas depended entirely on her own efforts. Lucas moved with ruthless efficiency. The embryo had already been implanted in Sophia's womb. Perhaps due to the so-called siren's constitution from the system. Her morning sickness became hellish. Sophia gripped the toilet bowl during her 99th vomiting episode that day. Finally snapping. She clutched Lucas' pant leg. Tears streaming. Lucas. Please. My body can't handle this. Don't you remember? I gave you a kidney. Lucas coldly shook her off. Sophia. Are you turning selfish like Emily now? You swore you'd give me your life itself. Now you balk at bearing my child? He gripped her chin. Dark eyes burning. You'll behave. Won't you, darling? By the 3rd trimester. Sophia couldn't even walk upright. Her attempted escape using bribed servants ended with Lucas dragging her back. He shackled her ankle with iron chains, backhanding her hard enough to split her lip. Try running again. I dare you. Sophia screamed internally at the system. He's insane. You said this was a Class C mission. Since when are protagonists unhinged? The system hesitated. Host. Records show this world's protagonist has undergone corruption. Mission difficulty upgraded to Class A. What? Though challenging, Class A offers greater rewards. The system soothed. Labor came on the due date. Only then did Lucas remove the shackles. Sophia's ankles oozed pus from infected sores. Her blood-curdling screams filled the delivery ward. Nurses rushed out. "We can only save mother or child. Save the baby," Lucas ordered without blinking. I stared in wonder at the newborn girl. Her resemblance to me was uncanny. An inexplicable connection humming between us. Sophia survived. In her darkest moment, she'd struck a deal. System. Advance me a smooth delivery pill. I'll forfeit 10 missions credits. Considering the unexpected difficulty spike, one complimentary item seems fair. The system conceded. The pill took effect instantly. Sophia's screams ceased as the baby slid out, wailing healthily. She stared at the child, her teeth grinding with hatred. "You little bastard. I won't let you get away with this." Lucas took the baby in his arms, examining her closely. Just when I thought he might dislike this daughter who looked so much like Emily, a tear suddenly fell from his eye. "Your mother's heartless. Abandoning us like this while she's off gallivanting who knows where," he murmured. "If she doesn't want you, you shouldn't acknowledge her either." The system notified Sophia, host. Target Lucas' favorability toward Emily has increased by 10 points. Current level, 80. Sophia clenched her jaw, fury twisting her features. Damn it. I went through hell giving birth to his child and my approval rating's been stuck at 28. Meanwhile that bitch Emily keeps getting points. The child grew quickly. Before we knew it, 2 years had passed. Lucas named her Lucy. The irony wasn't lost on me, though born from Sophia's womb. Lucy seemed fundamentally incompatible with her. Yet Sophia discovered a pattern. Whenever she fawned over Lucy, Lucas would increase her favorability rating. Despite loathing this sycophantic behavior, Sophia forced herself to play the doting auntie. "Look what auntie bought you, Lucy. Pretty dresses. Smile for auntie. Sweetheart. I'll get you more presents." Lucas strictly forbade Sophia from claiming motherhood, forcing her to use auntie. But Lucy burst into loud wails. "Wah! No want." The system alerted Sophia, favorability decreased by 5 points. Sophia scratched her scalp viciously, frustration boiling over. This stupid rating keeps fluctuating around 28. Up and down like a damn yo-yo. She became like a donkey chasing carrots, trapped in this endless cycle. That little brat's just as hateful as her mother. Maybe she should disappear, after another favorability drop caused by Lucy's crying fit. Sophia snapped. She hired 2 thugs. Snarling instructions, "Drown that bastard child in the lake." The men carried Lucy away from the Anderson family mansion, but had other plans. "This pretty thing'll fetch good money," they leered as Lucy screamed. My ghostly form trembled with panic. I tried comforting her. "Don't cry, baby. Mama's here." Lucy's grape-like eyes locked onto me unblinkingly. I'd always thought she stared at walls, but now realized she could truly see me. Mama," she babbled. Lucas arrived surprisingly fast. Within hours, his men beat the thugs to pulp. "Daddy's sorry he's late, princess." But Lucy pointed directly at me. "Mama." The air froze. Lucas followed his daughter's gaze to empty space, his expression shifting through confusion, hope, and anguish. My spectral heart shattered as I reached for them, fingers passing through Lucy's tear-streaked face. The system's notifications began blaring urgently, but I could no longer hear them over my child's cries. Lucas's pupils constricted. "What did you see, sweetheart?" Lucy enunciated with startling clarity. "Mommy." Lucas's composure shattered. "You're joking with Daddy, right? Your mother's off gallivanting somewhere." My tension dissolved instantly. Good he doesn't believe it. When Lucy returned home, she pointed at Sophia with trembling lips. Mean realization dawned on Lucas. He seized Sophia's throat, his voice glacial. "If childcare's too burdensome, I'll gladly evict you. Let's see how long you last homeless." Sophia crumpled to her knees. Failure meant being trapped in this wretched dimension forever. "Please, Lucas. Give me another chance." The threat worked wonders on Sophia's behavior. By Lucy's 3rd birthday, her speech blossomed into full sentences. During their anatomy lesson with picture books, Lucy observed innocently. Mommy only has one kidney here. Lucas's gaze dropped. Sophia isn't your mother. Did she tell you that? Lucy tilted her head. The mommy who looks like me. She's shimmery. Lucas staggered like he'd taken a bullet. Gripping Lucy's shoulders, he demanded hoarsely. Where? Lucy blinked and pointed directly at me. Right here. Daddy. My phantom heart hammered. Lucas paled. There's nobody there. Princess. You're teasing Daddy. Aren't you? Lucy giggled. My mommy has an extra dimple here. Lucas swayed. Eyes bloodshot. Emily? Is that you? This can't be, you can't be. He tore through his study, dislodging Emily's old medical files. The ultrasound slid against his shoe, irrefutable proof of Emily's missing kidney. Lucas collapsed like avalanche-stricken timber, the diagnosis crumpling in his fist. All this time, you were telling the truth. He tortured himself with the archived security footage, alternating between manic laughter and gut-wrenching sobs. I kept thinking you'd run away. Emily. Not this. Those nightmares where you vanished, they were real. His knuckles whitened around the USB drive. I told them to feed the alligators first. They weren't supposed to touch you. I just wanted to scare you. The walls echoed with his broken roar. Why? All this happened thanks to Sophia. Lucas seemed to have realized something. Sophia. She suggested this plan. Did she already scout the crocodile pit beforehand? Lucas pushed himself up from the ground, trembling violently as he dialed his phone. Take Sophia to the basement. He pressed a burning hot branding iron against Sophia's collarbone. Was it you? He demanded, the sizzle of flesh rising with acrid smoke. Did you kill Emily? Every accusation hissed through the chamber. This was all you're doing, wasn't it? Why does the scar appear on your waist? Why did the fed crocodiles still attack? The iron hovered closer. Talk. How did you pull this off? Sophia clenched her teeth, praying unconsciousness would claim her. Ice-cold water shattered that hope. I'll talk. She screamed. Just get that thing away. Her confession spilled forth, how she'd transferred surgical scars onto herself, administered starvation pellets to the reptiles, used herbal supplements to induce labor. Lucas gripped her hair, eyes blazing with deranged fury. You can bring Emily back. Do it now. The system's mechanical voice interrupted. Host. Target Lucas's affection for Emily has reached 100%. Mission failed. Due to increased difficulty. Mainframe offers transfer to hell difficulty instead of deletion. Accept? No. Sophia shrieked. No one survives hell missions. This is your fault. Lucas. If I'm getting deleted, we die together. She produced a concealed weapon from another dimension. You've tortured me long enough, die. Lucas collapsed, blood frothing at his lips. His hand reached weakly toward empty air. Emily, I'm coming. I never saw Lucas's spirit. Nor did I believe his sudden obsession reflected real love. It felt programmed. Artificial. True love doesn't endanger its object. Though he'd meant to scare me, his actions directly caused my death. The thought of reuniting in afterlife made me wish for soul annihilation. Yet something nagged at me. Why had I obsessed over Lucas my entire life? Objectively, did he deserve such devotion? Even through his cruelty, I'd clung to hope, as if compelled by external forces. My emotions felt orchestrated, like I'd been scripted to love him. Congratulations, Emily. You've unraveled predestined fate. The voice startled me. I am what mortals call destiny, the architect of your world's narrative. You are one of countless heroines existing across tragic romance narratives. Yet you're the first to become self-aware. If willing, you could serve as my envoy to maintain equilibrium across these dimensions. My breath hitched. But Lucas died in this world. Won't the entire reality collapse? The new heroine will be your biological daughter. Lucy. Indignation sharpened my tone. So Lucy becomes the next martyr in these wretched stories? Destined to be destroyed by some toxic man? The voice of Providence resonated through the cosmos. No. Your awakening altered the narrative. Lucy will thrive as the protagonist of empowering success stories now. Unlike sacrificial lovers, these women conquer through self-reliance. After Lucas's death, the Anderson family crumbled. His mother developed chronic illness while his father retreated into despair. Patriarch Anderson attempted to reclaim corporate dominance, but found himself outpaced by modern business tactics. Competing families dismantled the Anderson empire piece by piece, too consumed by their deteriorating health to care for their granddaughter. The elder Andersons left Lucy in my custody. Providence granted me 10 years to guide her. True to cosmic expectations, Lucy blossomed into an extraordinary entrepreneur. On our final morning together, Lucy's intuition stirred. Her eyes glistened with unshed tears. Thank you, Mom. Though I can't see you anymore, I'll always feel your protection. You taught me to grow into an oak tree, never clinging ivy. That truth stays rooted in me forever.